Welcome, everyone. In this explainer, we're going to dive into what is probably the single most important process for getting your work approved fast. We're talking about how to execute your tasks perfectly and provide evidence that gets the green light on the very first try. Let's get into it. Okay, let's kick things off with a really important mindset shift. You see, finishing the actual physical task, that's really only half the battle. Your work isn't truly done until the evidence you've submitted gets approved. That approval, that's the real finish line.
And here's the number that proves this whole system works. Our goal, for everyone, is an evidence rejection rate below 5%. Why? Because a super low rejection rate means your team lead isn't bogged down in rework, and they can process approvals way faster. That means quicker payments and a more efficient team all around. This number, right here, is how we measure our success together. So, to see how this all plays out in the real world, let's follow a team member. We'll call him Alex. He's got a pretty typical assignment, and his goal is simple, but it's absolutely crucial. Do the job and document it so perfectly that it just sails right through the approval process.
So, Alex's mission kicks off right here, inside Task Manager. His team lead has laid out everything he needs, the scope of the work, the deadline, and most importantly, a very specific checklist of the evidence he needs to collect. Having this kind of clarity from the get-go is the foundation for a successful task.
Now, as Alex gets started, he knows he's not just doing one job. He's actually running two processes at the same time, in parallel. This is a really critical idea, and it's where a lot of people can go wrong. To really nail it, you have to master both. So you've got the physical work, he's out on the ground getting the job done, but at the same time, you've got the digital log. He's keeping a complete, real-time record of every important update and communication right there in Task Manager. The two go hand in hand, you can't have one without the other.
And let's be super clear about this. This isn't just a friendly suggestion. It's a rule. Any important or substantive communication has to be logged in Task Manager. Look, a quick phone call or a text is fine for a quick update, but for the official record, it doesn't count until it's in that log. This creates a clear, visible history for everyone, which builds trust and accountability. No more he said, she said.
Just think of this log as the single source of truth for the task. It's what your team lead depends on to see how things are going without having to chase you down for updates. A good, clean log makes their job easier, and trust me, that helps you move faster in the long run.
Okay, so the physical job is done. All the communication has been logged. Now, Alex's focus shifts entirely to the evidence. This is the official proof of work. The entire approval process is built on this.
Alex goes right back to that required evidence list in his task. He's not guessing here. He's systematically going down the list and gathering every single item. We're talking a signed goods receipt note, or GRN, detailed reports, legible receipts, clear photos. Every single thing on that list is non-negotiable.
But here's the thing. Just having the documents isn't quite enough. The quality of that evidence is what really makes the difference between getting approved or getting rejected. This is where your attention to detail is going to pay off big time.
I love this slide because it shows the two paths so clearly. Over on the left, that's the fast lane to approval. You've got clear scans, logical file names, everything signed and complete. But on the right, that's the fast lane to frustration. Blurry photos, missing signatures, vague file names. That stuff is a guaranteed ticket to delays and rework. Okay, so Alex has done the task, he's logged all his communications, and he's gathered really high-quality evidence. He's on the home stretch now. It's time to finalize the whole process and do it the right way. This 5-step flow is the perfect mental checklist to run through every single time. 1. Do the task. 2. Log your communications. 3. Gather your evidence. And, super important, check the quality. 4. Upload all the files. And only after those first 4 are done do you even think about step 5. Following this exact order is going to save you from so many simple but costly mistakes. And that brings us to the most critical point of all. Clicking that complete button is the absolute last thing you do. Think of it as your signal to your team lead that the job and all the proof that goes with it is 100% finished and ready for them to review. It's your professional sign-off. And because Alex followed this whole process perfectly, what happens next is smooth, it's efficient, and it's totally predictable. This right here is the payoff for all that careful work up front. And this table just lays it all out, doesn't it?
Alex's way leads straight to first-time approval, a super fast outcome, and on-time payment requests. The other way, the hard way, with poor evidence, leads to rejection, rework, frustrating delays, and almost certainly issues with payment processing. The choice is pretty clear, right?
So before you hit complete on your next task, just pause for a second and ask yourself this one question. Is my evidence good enough for a first-time approval? Answering that question honestly is the real key to working smarter, not harder. It'll save you and your entire team a ton of valuable time. Thanks for tuning in.